Performances are back at the Shaw Festival in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Among them, a short history of Niagara. It is a puppet show co-created and performed by a puppet master whose work you have probably seen before. We join Mike Petersen this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
So you're a guy who in most of your other works, people never see you because you're kind of below the scenes or underneath the scenes. But you worked on Fraggle Rock and Labyrinth.
Yes, I did. Now those are two experiences that are almost 40 years ago now, but the significance of those experiences continues to deepen even all these years later.
And with the resurgence of Fraggle Rock too, right? Like, and okay, now that I've said it, I can't get the theme song out of my head.
As your cares away.
So what was it like working on that show and working with the Jim Henson Company?
It was an invaluable apprenticeship is what that was. For one thing, I'm literally rubbing elbows with one of my childhood heroes. Jim Henson and his cadre of puppeteers left over from The Muppet Show and from Sesame Street. They came to Canada. Fraggle Rock was shot in Toronto in the 1980s. And so I'm in a room surrounded by people who I know from books and I know from interviews, and these are my heroes that I grew up with, and there I am now working with them. It was so surreal at the time, it's almost like I wasn't even feeling it. I was just there doing the work. I was
very cool.
A member of a team of Canadian puppeteers, and we were hired to be assistants to the main guys. So our job was literally arms, legs, tails, anonymous doozers in the background, anonymous Fraggles to fill out crowd scenes, and sometimes rock creatures in the caves. We were called background puppeteers, and we were there to learn the job.
Right, but now in this production at Shaw, which was commissioned for Shaw, you're front and center, so people can actually see you performing. Tell us about this.
Well, this is called Tabletop Puppetry, and I guess there's many names for it, but we're calling it Tabletop Puppetry, and you'll see that we have a literal tabletop there. Theater puppetry is a little bit different from TV, where on TV we try to create a complete illusion that these puppets are alive and they have lives of their own. In theater, the audience will accept it if they can see us in plain sight. And here we are, we're seen in plain sight with our hands very clearly grasping the characters. But the audience learns to dismiss our existence, and they focus instead on the puppet that's in our hands. So that's the difference between TV and theater, I guess.
Okay, and who's the we in your production there, Alexandra?
Yes, Alexandra Montagnese is my fellow performer. She and I are performing about 70 puppets. There's only the two of us, and between us we have 4 hands, but we handle almost 70 puppets together during the course of the show.
Right, and this is a half-an-hour show, and I love that it is without spoken word. And this is important for Niagara-on-the-Lake, for the Shaw Festival, because so many people come from around the world. Well, they did before the pandemic when this was launched, but they come from many different languages, right? So if you have wordless puppets, everybody gets the message.
That was exactly the idea. Tim Carroll wanted to tap in to the international traffic that passes through Niagara-on-the-Lake. He's noticed that a lot of people go there and they don't know about Shaw Festival. They don't even care about Shaw Festival. They're on their way to Niagara Falls or to Fort George. They get off their bus just long enough to wander the main street and buy an ice cream cone, and then they get back on the bus and head off to their ultimate destination. Tim Carroll was wondering, could there be something for them? And could there be something that they could enjoy even if they come from another country and they do not speak our language? So this is what we have come up with. And that's why it's so short as well. Certainly the music that Ryan Cowell has composed goes a long way towards helping to tell our stories. He's really filled the entire piece with a musical score that is very specific and very truly composed. It's composed to purpose.
Right, and this is being performed until a week from Sunday at 2 of the outdoor venues that Shaw has put up now, and tickets are still available. Mike Petersen, it has just been a pleasure to talk to you, and good luck with the rest of A Short History of Niagara.
Thank you so much. I hope that people can come out and see the show.
Okay, we'll get the details on tickets at chch.com.